So this year I've kind of been into downgrading. I usually don't ever want to try anything but the Pro Max or the Pro. And for the past few months, I was trying out the iPhone 16e as well as the iPhone 16 late last year. And I've been a longtime iPad Air user as well. And recently I made an even bigger switch. I downgraded from the Apple Watch Ultra 1 to the Apple Watch Series 10. And man, do I regret it. Hey everyone, it's Andrew and welcome back to the channel. Rather than just going through like what the Apple Watch Series 10 is, I think most of us know how the Apple Watch operates. It's more of just covering my experience of downgrading and honestly why I really do regret it. When the Apple Watch Series 10 came out, it really did catch my eye, especially with the jet black color. I honestly just loved the design. Even back then, there really wasn't any reason to upgrade from the Apple Watch Ultra 1 to the Apple Watch Series 10. And mind you, there really was no reason to even upgrade to the Apple Watch Ultra 2 because it was just a color change. But about a month and a half ago, I got a little bit itchy and I wanted to buy something new. And so I decided to trade in the Apple Watch Ultra for $370. And so here I am now with the Apple Watch Series 10. And now that I've been using it daily for a month, I want to give my honest perspective, especially if you're thinking about switching from the Apple Watch Ultra. So why even consider getting rid of the Apple Watch Ultra? I kind of was a little bit tired of the bulkiness. I'd had it for over 2.5 years. The battery health was starting to degrade. It was at like 85% or something like that. And I was really just kind of sick of the titanium. I wanted something a little bit different, even a little bit lighter. And I didn't really use the action button or the different features on that. So I was just trying to simplify. But looking back now, I think I underestimated how much the small things actually mattered to me. Let's talk about Apple Watch design as a whole. It's pretty much been the same Apple Watch since 2014 when it came out. I mean, generally speaking, obviously chips and displays have gotten better, but Apple nailed it pretty much from Series 0. Maybe it took them a little bit of time and tweaked it to get to Apple Watch Series 2 to make it really perfect. Apple Watch has been pretty perfect since day one. And it felt kind of boring for several years until the Apple Watch Ultra. And to me, that's when the Apple Watch became exciting again. Going back to the Apple Watch Series 10, it felt like the same boring Apple Watch that I had experienced before. And I don't know if I thought maybe making it thinner with a bigger display and lighter weight and a new color would just excite me in a way that I thought, but after like 2 weeks, it was just boring. Don't get me wrong, the jet black color is stunning. The 46mm screen is gorgeous, bright, and it has a really nice curve, and it's just beautiful to look at. It's super light too, I almost forget it's on my wrist, and it's noticeably thinner than the Apple Watch Ultra. It's very bulky on the Apple Watch Ultra if you've used it before, and I think it's more comfortable than the Apple Watch Ultra. The next part is a major downgrade, and that's the durability. That's probably the biggest problem I have with it. The Apple Watch Series 10 just feels fragile. The Apple Watch Ultra is built like a tank. Now, I'm not slamming my Apple Watch around. I'm not very delicate either, but I am very cautious with my Apple products. There are times though where you're working, you slam your Apple Watch on the desk, bump it into a door, or, I play sports, so it even can get affected there. And with this watch, I'm hyper aware of how sensitive it is. Like every time that I bump into something, I'm immediately looking if I scratched it or not. And that's just not how I want to feel about my Apple Watch. The Apple Watch Ultra, I would slam it around, hit it, whatever. And for over 2.5 years, I barely had anything wrong with it. Somehow, I've never even done this, I've already scratched my Apple Watch Series 10 screen. And I have no idea how I did it. I looked down one day and it was scratched. And over the last month, I've been working out a little bit more. I've been playing soccer a little bit, and I went to the beach, and it could have happened in any one of those scenarios, but I have no idea how. It could have happened going to Disney or just being at work, and I just looked down and noticed a massive scratch in the screen. There's also tiny scratches on the frame, and it's just so delicate. I hate it. Now for performance, I will say the Apple Watch Series 10 has been a delight. It's very zippy. I think that's the best way for me to describe it. It feels very fast. The screen's very nice. It's got a really good chip in it, so it just feels snappy. I've had 0 bugs, 0 stutters, no crashes, and it just works. let's talk about battery life. And my Apple Watch Ultra being older, battery health decaying, it started to get a little bit slower. I did not realize how life-changing having a smartwatch last for 2.5 days. It's amazing. The Apple Watch Ultra would always last me at least 2 days where I didn't have to charge or even think about battery. I wish I could say the same about the Apple Watch Series 10, but that's just not the case. I have to charge it every night, and I got so used to using the Apple Watch Ultra in that fashion that I often leave this around and I forget to charge it. One specific day I went to Disney, and only to realize when I got there I had 0 battery. And that's just annoying because it's a really good place to have an Apple Watch. It was just very inconvenient. And battery life on this, I would say it's not terrible, it's just inconvenient. And another main reason why I really regret switching. The only saving grace with the Apple Watch Series 10 is it does charge very fast, noticeably fast, maybe 45 minutes to an hour, very quick to 50%. So if I just need a quick charge, which most days I do have an Apple Watch charger right beside me, it's pretty quick to charge. With all of that said, the lifestyle that I am trying to cultivate over the last couple months of working out and playing soccer, the Apple Watch Series 10, although it's great, I feel like it's more fancy and a little bit more for work. The Apple Watch Ultra, which I kind of just should have realized that I'm gonna be working out more, just keep your Apple Watch Ultra, and I don't know what I was thinking. I will say the band that I got with the Series 10 has been a great workout watch band. So if you're thinking about getting that for working out, I would definitely get that one. It's really good, very breathable, dries very quickly. But yeah, with the Apple Watch Series 10, I'm kind of nervous just to be active on it. That's just not how I want to feel daily while wearing this watch. To be fair, the only reason I even made this switch was because of the trade-in value, and I thought by the time of fall it would lose some trade-in value, so I figured trade it in now, get a new one, and maybe in the fall trade in the Series 10. And so I want you to be mindful of all those downgrades, or maybe now you're considering the Apple Watch Ultra because of the better battery and durability. And hopefully I can trade this in for at least $350 or something when the new Apple Watch Ultra comes out, but maybe not, who knows. If I could go back in time, I'd probably keep my Apple Watch Ultra, just bite the bullet on the trade-in value in the fall and get the Apple Watch Ultra 3. Hopefully there's some new things. I've been staying away from rumors, so I don't really know what it's gonna be like, but I definitely am going to try to get that. It can't come fast enough in my opinion. If this video helped you out, give it a like. If you have the Apple Watch Series 10 or the Apple Watch Ultra or any Apple Watch, let us know in the comments below what your experience has been like. I'm always curious to see what others think, so comment below. As always guys, thanks for watching, God bless, and I will see you on the next video.